say there is. We have a lot invested in this ride. Shut him up! Look at my furrows of worry. Look at my big bank account.
We're out of here, headed to North Alabama up to Decatur, hang out with Brandon and them up there in the Great White North. At 10th Planet Decatur, I'm taking a crowd this time, so.
Any other questions?
A lot. Times you lose. How many times you quit? A lot.
This keeps your body lined up to make strong motion too. It also gives me an opportunity to put some weight on her here so she has to carry me and do most of the work rather than me having to like hold on to her and pray. So that's the number one mistake that people make with their rubber dog. Is they focus, they get over here and they start going like this. Not that you can't do it, man, you can do that. I can do that. You got the flexibility to feel free, but just know you don't hug that knee. All you're doing is pulling on this leverage that you're gonna eventually, some strong guy someday is gonna pop you up right there and you're gonna be like, well, I'm not good at you. And you're gonna pop that LCL on the inside. He may at this point think about trying to back away. I might do, or try to move down the body. Or he might just bury in and cross face even harder. It doesn't matter. I'm coming up with it. See how I slide out? Coming up with it. Boom. It won't take much effort once you get that there. Now that looks crazy. Oh, that would never work. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
How many times did you get tackled?
A lot?
A lot.
Would you say a lot?
That heat ain't no joke, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, get out from underneath the heat.
Don't matter really where you go.
I know.
What about right in the middle? It finds you from both angles.
You want the fat boy corner?
Fuck that.
No, that's where they are. You want to know why? Because the door's open.
Yeah, that's like
Video guys doing a video podcast of a podcast of videos. No bigs.
Season 3, what's going to happen? Season 8, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Eventually, everybody should be making money in their fantasy league. So, like, if you are doing good, whether you win the first place or not, you should make something, right?
Right.
So eventually, like, that's the goal. The fantasy league, you're going to, like, gamble and make money, and it's going to be fun. There's going to be jiu-jitsu, and, like, the interviews are making it fun. Like, it should be fun for people that literally don't even do jiu-jitsu. Like, your mom should be able to have fun watching this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the goal is.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know percentages here, but there's a large percentage of the people that are watching football, like the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. How many people watch the Super Bowl? A lot. What percentage of those people actively play football? Almost none.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. With jiu-jitsu, it's the opposite. 98% of the people that watch jiu-jitsu tournaments do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So it needs to flip. You know, we got to find a way to make it entertaining and fun for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I think this is a big step in that direction.
What do you think it is that the PGF is providing there? Is it the simplicity of the scoring, maybe, or?
I think it's a lot to do a jiu-jitsu tournament. It's a lot to do a wrestling tournament. It's a lot to do any kind of sporting tournament event, right? We're doing it every single week. Is like, we're putting on a show every single week. So that's what we're doing for people. It's just
You're
like
just providing consistent
a place
Yeah.
to compete jiu-jitsu or watch competition jiu-jitsu. Like, it's some like ADCC. Like, it's a it's 2 years, right? Like, man, I wish ADCC was every weekend. If we had the best grapplers in the world going at it every single, it'd be like, whoa, that's insane.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the PGF. We're going to have like high level grapplers going at it all the time, to where like when you turn on your TV, you can just go to the grappling channel, and like just there's jujitsu going on, and it's from our media team. That's the ultimate goal. Brandon has talked about, like, on his YouTube channel, having a live 24-hour broadcast that just goes all day, every day, and there's always jujitsu on it.
Yeah.
So
Basically the ESPN of jiu-jitsu.
that's it.
Yeah. That with the shopping experience, Zach? Zach, you're not going to show off the drip?
I didn't get a bag.
Are you upset with the shopping experience, Zach?
No, because I'm scared.
Because I'm scared. I was going to say, wasn't he threatening your legs?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was talking about.
He's like, I'm going to skin your legs.
He's like, practice your leg locks. And I was like, what? Yeah, next time you come, I'm taking them. And I'm like, I believe you.
Now, how are you feeling there, champ?
Dead.
Dead.
I tapped a lot.
Did a lot.
I am built like a god.
Do it.
This is the second time this is how we've been taken out. Like, I should be trying to regular life and do this. No problem.
Sound right, boys.
So now we gotta go do a couple edits. I gotta figure out how to get a hard copy up to North Alabama, so might try to find an excuse to go train in Birmingham tomorrow. But pretty fun living the life, grappling, back on the mats. This nondescript cellulitis was what I ended up with on my leg, so that was fun. No fun stay in the hospital. Kind of interesting, but nice to be back on the mats. So, onward.
Everything I could. Land some monster.
Alright, so we have now edited till, 2:45 is what we'll call it. Well, last time I wrote on the board was 2 something. But, anywho, got the big board over here. I'm editing some of the interviews, kind of helping out on the workload over at PGF. But, yeah. Eventually I'll download all this and we'll update y'all on what's happening in the Daily Stack world. But we're headed back to North Alabama again to go up to Decatur to make a drop-off. And, yeah. Get some training in again. Back on the horse.
It sound right, boys.
sound white, boy. Sound
sound right, boy.
There you go, there you go, there you go.
It sound right, boy. It sound right, boy. It sound right, boy.
I landed in the ER from basically throwing my toenails up. I had a fever, got to the hospital, 103 at one point, and so I actually produced one of the dream shows live from the hospital, and I also turned out the dream show of that week of the Wandering Grappler. Not the one from a hospital. So it has been pretty interesting to say, and my cardio is just tanked.
It sound right, boy.
Thought about the fact that I was on like killer, like antibiotics and all this, and I mean Evan, as y'all have saw him if you watched the PGF, was a very game type person. So he's somebody you have to kill, and my heart felt like it was about to explode in that last scene. So it was, I mean, it tested me pretty hard during that time period. So, but yeah, that was a fun time period. But hope everybody's enjoying the Wandering Grappler. It may end up living on a few different channels, so we'll see what's to come. But keep on following. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we'll get you right back to the action.
That's how I got it. Like, stuff. I was a brown belt before I switched over. Oh, really? So, yeah. It's been a lot of time. It's a lot of lessons. A lot of things. So this flowy style is my initial like reaction. I was getting top of
Thank you. I have the funniest kid ever. We are going to, yeah. I know you will. Girl's personality. You will. Sing it, baby.
What would we call that, Kurt?
Yeah, it's all good though. It all good.
Just grab my feet.
Call that the acre switch.
Bring it down.
Kid's gonna train hard the rest of his life, and then like you're gonna be like 60. He's gonna come in and just teep you in the chest.
Remember this?
Ah!
That was nice. And one more time a little bit. So I'm not sure exactly how, I'm going to talk a little bit, but then I'll use you some too. The main part of this is just understanding some of this. Okay, I know that's kind of a weird thing, but if you took any one part of this with you today, that's the most important part of it. Okay. What I was saying to some of these other people, if you have experience, look for what you like around what I showed you. You don't have to do it the way I showed you to do it. You don't have to only do it this way. This is not the only way. This is another way. This is more ways. You know what I mean? If you like your way better still, that's fine. One day you'll probably see this way pop up and you'll use it, and then you'll be like, okay, that's cool too. Or maybe not. I don't really care, honestly. Like I don't. I just hope that you get something from it. Maybe it helps you see something that you already knew better. That's fine with me too. Right? There's a lot of different reasons some people are here, and I hope that everybody got a little bit of what they were looking for in that flow. The refinement of it, obviously, if you've been training for a while, you know it's going to take a long time to kind of get things. Okay, but most of you are hitting every part of it pretty good by the end of the thing, like I said, just because of the way it's kind of structured. Right? You start learning all this, and then now you can break this down like I did. You could do one class in the first part for a week or 2 weeks just to understand that front roll to the back take to a rear naked choke. That could be your whole thing. Or you could just avoid the roll-in part of it and just start getting into the back take parts, or starting that Kimura from top side control, letting them get their head underneath you. Like, there's a million ways you can create the same scenario. And that's what I want you to understand. It's all scenarios. It's all if-then. There's no absolutes. I can't stand it when someone is like, no, this is the way. Because they're wrong.
This is the way.
They're definitely wrong. There is no, this is the way. This is the way this time. This is the way in this scenario for me. Because you don't have my body. You don't have the abilities or the disabilities that I have. Right? Maybe you have more disabilities. Maybe you have more abilities. And you can cut out a lot of the things that I show you. Right? That's what I say. The athletes, they can cut out a lot of these really intricate steps until they run into someone like me. And then when they're missing those details, that's when they get in trouble. Because this much is this much. It might as well be, right? Because when you know the way, you know the way, right? And the way is controlled, even in movement. I can control you without like putting you under my thumb and not letting you move. And like just stopping all the fun. Right? I can show you that I can control you without physically controlling you. I can let you make all the moves you want to make, and you'll be tired. And a lot of times after rolls, guys are just like exhausted. It's just like, yeah, good job, and they're like, yeah, you're not even breathing hard. You're in such good shape. It's like, no, that's not it at all. That's really not. I mean, I am in good shape to a degree. But I'm only in that much better shape than they are because they're doing the 80% of the work, right? If you're doing all the work, you're gonna get tired faster. That's just the way it goes. So I let you do things within certain safe zones, I guess I would say. Another reference I like to use is that, you know, Isaac and I, we wanna go get coffee or whatever. We have 2 different cars, but it's a competition, right? So I'm gonna go to the coffee shop. He chose which one we're going to, but I'm gonna beat him there so I can open the door. He chose which one we were going to, but I'm gonna get there just like, because I know where it's at too, but I know how to get there faster. He doesn't know this one road. He only knows that you gotta go around and around twice. I know that there's this alley, or whatever, however reference you need to kind of think about that. You need to know all these details so you know which ones you don't need. Each situation. You don't need all these things. If there's 1,000 ways or details, how many details do you know to finish a triangle?
A lot.
How many? Tell me. Just tell me a number that you think off the top of your head. How many? Tell me a key detail to finish in a triangle. turning. Okay, what else? Locking your legs. Okay. Well, I mean, like, what else? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what else can you get into? What are the most important parts of it?
Body position.
Body position is important. The angle could be important, right? But I've seen lots of guys finish triangles dead on right in front of people because their legs fit the gap and they can squeeze, or because they're strong enough to get the squeeze in, right? So I used to always preach, it's a triangle, not a try right in front of them. So, like, it is. But some guys don't need that cue. Some people don't need that cue. You know what I mean? So if I'm harping on you, you gotta get this angle, you gotta get this angle, but you don't have to get this angle. You really don't. Then I'm wasting time hammering you for that one detail right now. You don't need it yet. When it costs you, that's when you'll come back. And that's when you'll need that detail. And like I said, you should hit your angle, like I said, when you were a blue belt. It's like, you never said that. It's like, oh, I said that a lot. I say it all the time, but you didn't think about it because you didn't need it until now. And so then that gets into like a bunch of stuff like emotional learning and all that kind of stuff. So there's a bunch of like ways that you can make stuff happen. The reason that I like to make this fun is because it's emotional learning. If you had a good time, you'll remember it. You'll remember the fun you had. And so then you'll remember the moves that you did when you were having fun, right? If it's miserable, you're gonna do your best to forget it. You're gonna try not to remember it, right? So I try not to like lord over everybody. I try not to like make my students do like, you come to class, you don't have to roll. Like sometimes we'll have 4 or 5 dudes just like sitting watching class that are regular members that are not even hurt. They just didn't want to have to train tonight because they had a hard day at work, or wife was upset, or the kids were crazy. They just wanted to come hang out with the bros. Bro, I'm cool with that. That's what we do. That's who we are. We're not a militia of like assassin jiu-jitsu nerds.
We're cold.
You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't been in a fight in the street since I was a 20-something. You know, it's been so long I can't remember. Like I purposely avoid confrontation with people now because I'm afraid of what could happen. Not because of whatever. Like I know they can hurt me. I know people will shoot me. I know people will stab me. I'm not trying to take anything to that level. I do this for fun. This is my hobby. This is my passion, right? And this is why I try to share it with people the way I do, because I want them to take from it what I got from it. I got a lot of great technique. I got a lot of great fights. I got a lot of great matches. I still compete. I got lots of stuff that I'm doing, but that's still not the point. Not for, I don't know what the point is. I love it. That's the point. I keep finding new ways to enjoy it. And this is like one of the most fun, is going to places and like meeting new people that don't have or haven't been exposed to the style that I have, or maybe to the coaching the way that I have, or maybe they have been and they just kind of, maybe the coach hears something that they've taught before. Like that's been good for me too, going to other places and a coach will say something that I say, but I've never heard anybody else say it before, and it's like, oh yes, okay, because I thought I was crazy. Like I thought I was crazy because everybody else says you have to do it this other way, but I don't. What's wrong with me? Right? That's what we all do a lot of times. What's wrong with me? Why can't I do it that way? Well, because I'm not 6'2", 195 pounds, and not been breakdancing my whole life. That's why. Like Boogie's my coach. That's who gave me my black belt. But I could never do a lot of the things he does. Not the way he does it, but I can do it my way. I learned how to do it my way. That's how I got my black belt. That's how I earned my black belt. Because I figured it out my way. And that's what this needs to be for you. It's your way. Your coach is giving you a map. You have to get to the destination. So if you can't do it this way, cool. Show me how you can do it. And then let's go from there. Right? It's not right and wrong. It's easy and hard. Better, less better. I don't know. You know, it's all good. It's all good. It's all grappling. As long as you're not hurting your partners and you're not gooning people out and just being a jerk and stuff like that, then it's cool, man. You can be wrong or less right.
Successful seminar day, whatever you want to call it, up here at Red Wolf in Opelika. We're going to start having more of these. I'll get back to editing these. And we're doing to it with Stephen Aiken in the 10th Planet World. And that was a good seminar. So hopefully it was good. Thank you. Alright. Garden tended to. We're now set up to harvest at least some good salsa, but Some of the goals are to have some seminars out here, some tournaments. I don't know, got a hold of a circus tent, so we'll see what that turns into. But onward, outward, we're headed up to the Great White North, North Alabama, to Tampa and Decatur. Oh shit.
Turn left.
That's not gonna be a possibility there. Google.
Turn left. Then
Oh, Lordy.
turn right.
No can do-y.
Your destination is on the right.
Ain't it bumping? Ain't it bumping? Ain't it bumping? 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're going to the back entrance to hang out, maybe take a nap. That was a long ride, so yeah, probably taking a nap. Nobody's here yet, so nap time.
It sound right, boy.
Hey. I got me a wider lens so it doesn't feel like we're up everybody's nostrils. I need to get something to like put my microphone out there. Let's see, pretty dope. But hey, we got a new lens. We got a new gimbal. Can run it like so. Man, my shoulder is gonna be shredded, but so it's hard to see. I'm gonna have to put but if I put a screen right there, I don't even need that screen. So I don't know. Let's see how this works out because woohoo. There we go. Whoop, it doesn't like that. I don't know, it works. We'll see. Deuces. Headed to the studio. Podcast Syndicate meeting. So just playing with different lengths and different bounciness. We need to get in the studio. It's, oh my goodness. So headed into the Peach Podcast Syndicate at the Parkway Automotive Studio, I think is what we ended up calling it. But this is where I've been producing all the podcasts here in Middle Georgia, where I've been working with homie Stephen Aiken. Well, it gets really dark out here. And wait. So So, we're going on this journey day into some studio meetings to get some more content built. Welcome back to the Daily Stack. I think I said that like 4 times, but new lens, new setup, new gig, bad kids, you know, let's roll. So, I've been on a really content first type dealio here at Blind Lincoln Turnkey Connections. I got a Turnkey Connections group, and that has encompassed kind of everything I've wanted to do lately and everything I've done. It's been kind of a, I don't know, cover up because I wanted to do jiu-jitsu or MMA or mixed martial arts full time. So I created this thing around all of that is Blind Lincoln Productions. That is, you know, I'm making podcasts, I'm doing all kinds of different things, but mainly I've been consulting a lot of different gyms on their content production, and I've actually been producing the Dream Show and directing and editing and building the Dream Show for Stephen Aiken, who I'm recording the Dream Show live this afternoon. So lots of stuff going on. See you at the studio. We're working in the studio, and I know y'all have seen it, but you know, we're starting to vlog with this thing now. So it's raining. I decided not to try to go out for a run because I haven't figured out how to run in that. But anywhoozle, waiting on Steven to get here, and then we'll go and record, and then we'll go run on a treadmill for an hour-ish and a half to, you know, stop being so fat. Shout out bad kids, but I gotta go work off the hip surgery poundage to get ready for PGF qualifiers. That's June 26th. So it'll work. All right. Well, I guess that's hard to do. All right. Leaving the studio. Parkway Automotive Studio. God, it's cold. Why is it all so cold again? Parkway Automotive Studios. Peach Podcast Syndicate. Check out the Dream Show. And we're back full-fledged. Here we go. On to the next thing. Damn it. That's why that thing's so shattered. Gotta get a new phone. Those shortfalls that get it the worst. I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty rough. So, sorry. I'll take better care of it next time. We need a case. Oh, we're recording. Now we're headed to afternoon practice. Man, it was like 89 degrees yesterday. Now it's like in the 60s. All right. Well, here we go. C'est la vie. Oh, jiu-jitsu time. Alright. Jiu-jitsu at 10th Planet Perry tonight. So.
Show. Well, we're gonna have a better, smoother show for y'all, so y'all stop complaining to me about it. We know it was shaky. We trying.
Breaking them down, let my weight fall, because I'm laying on right. So
5 minutes is a little bit long. Breaking them down. Don't stop looking. Fundamental, son. Doing that? Yeah. You gotta stay on that ball or you die. Ball or die.
Just extend your butterflies.
We're gonna rock him back. He puts his hands on the floor, walks back down. He pummels for an underhook right there. As soon as he picks that, we're going over this way, right? Tucking my elbow in. If you need to, you could like try to hop to your butt, but usually I just try to like fold them. All right, just bend right in the middle, slowly. And if he's resisting, trying to pull himself back, it's really hard, right? He's staying in this ball, and if I can't easily get the sweep from here, by elevating my foot, I would put this foot back on the floor and push and come all the way over into mount. Just for a second. You'll be easily probably able to like get this tuck and probably just flip him with your foot. But if they're tough, this foot's gonna need to get into the floor and like push off of that too, to give you that extra couple of inches. So like a good like solo drill kind of for your butterfly guard. I'm not like going on the back of my hip, I'm staying in this kind of ball. I'm gonna hit my shoulder, foot comes up first, then that kicks. I don't wanna get caught here trying to just like kick somebody over with my quad. That doesn't really work as well. Like this, the moon is where I want my head at, I guess, in my mind. And I want that to bend with me. So I'm not gonna like come over here per se. I'm trying to get connected and all of this is going together. Right? So come back. Because I know at Gabe's seminar he talked about it, but remember he talked about it when he was already shaded to that one hip. And so when he looks that way, his head doesn't have to be in that space because he's falling over into there. Okay? So if you're already on the one hip, it's not as important. But if you're playing it for more of that square, double underhook situation, I really like having my head in the center and keeping attached to a center line. That way when I sweep him over. Y'all talking about competition now, right?
That's like a virus in your mind.
Are we talking about jiu-jitsu? Or we talking about competition?
Okay. I wouldn't know, I guess.
That's why I say I really can do this because I'm not that strong. But some of you strong guys might like it. Like you little guys. Y'all like being rough. Science. It looked good to me.
I'll tap.
Watch out. Move.
I'll tap.
Where? Move right now. So I'm in here. I'm coming up. Move your fucking mouth. Move your arm, bro. No, he couldn't. He was locked. So what you need to do more. In order to not get your arm broken, turn the thumb.
Okay.
Then you can.
Okay, sort of. Okay.
Right?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Well, I'll give you any choice.
Hey, so you just break his arm. I like him though. What do you do if he don't give you this? You just break it. I mean, that's it. That's the move. This is what we've been waiting on, Zach.
Dream Show live, recorded at the Peach Podcast Syndicate studio at Parkway Automotive. I guess that's what we're going to be calling it. But anyways, we're headed to go to record, getting ready for the PGF finale this weekend with Steven. Tell you what, being the hammer is a little fun sometimes. But
The mix engineer.
it's been an interesting couple days out here being the nail for Steven, getting him ready for the finale. His number one match is up against Matt Elkins. So we're gonna see how that goes. Bunch of fun out of the PGF. Let's go live. So we're here, just like always, we're setting up to be in live about 30 minutes. So Steven's one of the first clients that I've ever had that like really kind of listened to the make your channel first idea, and then this whole project where we went up to the PGF. Oh, hold on, we gotta get out of the car with everything. Oh, spilling some coffee on the broken phone. But we went up, hung out with Brandon, saw he was doing a lot of the same things, so we really doubled down on what we were doing to go congruently alongside with theirs, and we've created the cultural icon. I wouldn't say icon, but we're relevant inside the culture of grappling now. So, or at least in the Southeast, or at least in either ways, it worked. Check the keys. Oh, so we're over here at Parkway Automotives, where we built a studio and started Peach Podcast Syndicate to have ourselves some studio space. So let's go start the show. That's typically taking me like 30 minutes to set Steven up. Now I've gotten pretty quick at it. I've gotten to where I can drop in pretty quickly. Especially an in-studio experience or an in-studio setup that I have control over the studio. It's a pretty quick setup. Like I said, 20 to 30 minutes. Running a show isn't rocket science, but it's a lot of stress off of your head when it's me running the show and not you. There I will, regularly solve 3 to 4 problems for someone. I mean, currently right now, Steven is able to go through his day and in his morning, and he's gonna just kind of parachute in, drop through the studio, and just do his thing. Just start talking about what we're doing the PGF finale this weekend. We've been filming the Dream Show, and I'll have everything set up and ready to go when he walks through the door. Teleported, or like we've zoomed in a couple different guests on both the Dream Show and on my show, The Daily Stack. We were able to do a Mother's Day special with my mom and my sister who's in Arizona. So really been able to use technology to link a lot of different things that you might not have thought of before. And it's getting increasingly easier to do studio to studio type productions. So, hit us up. Blind Lincoln Productions, Peach Podcast Syndicate, all that stuff. Almost ready. Our lighting setup. This is the tour of the setup here. We've got our lights here, little offset. This, he can see. I will be splitting my screen there so that we can pull up YouTube videos if we so desire. And so that's the podcast setup currently for the Peach Podcast Syndicate over here in Georgia. So hoping to replicate this a lot. This is a pretty cool setup. I like this. If you're interested in starting a podcast or want some instructionals on how to start a podcast, hit me up.
Smart, maybe. That's not the smartest thing to do, is to just keep coming into the fire. But I think if you keep doing it, people are gonna respect it. And the more that you're in the arena throwing down, the more you will respect yourself and your own opinions. I think a lot of guys don't respect their own opinions, and that's why they're disrespectful of other people, because they don't even know what they think. They don't really know.
They're insecure about the statement they're making.
Mm-hmm. They're flexing, and it's.
Oh. Oh. No, we're done with that. So, headed to go finish training for the day because we've gotten our mileage in. I need to start filming that. I take the camera with me every time, not this camera, but the other camera, and never spin the backpack around to pull it out to talk to you guys and let you know what I'm thinking mid-roll or mid-run, mid-roll. So I don't know, might go a little more narrative. Played with the first episode, so not sure what episode we're on by this point. But either way, oh, all right. Oh, almost dropped you, but always journal every day. Trying to get better about that. Nope, knocked you guys. So really playing with how bouncy this can be. And it's not on the lens, because that can be annoying. So, alright, 10th Planet Perry. 10th Planet Perry! This is a fundamentals class. Never been in the game too long for some fundamentals. Isn't that right, Leon Bridges? Nope. Slightly stupid? No, not feeling it.
Okay. That. It's that thing that that's like the advanced play, where you can do it from out there. So, I don't know how to do that for real yet. I just saw it, and so I wanted to play with it, because it popped in my head while we were doing some of these other things. All right, grab your mouthpiece and some water. Get back with your partner. Let's do some 1 minute top bottom. Guard pass from butterfly, okay?
Spending your time with me, but if you can, like, I work with kids every day. I don't spend my money on anything other than trying to make myself and like my family better. And so I'm a high school wrestling coach, and next season I'll be a middle school wrestling coach. The truck entry I'm about to show you is having this knee in between their elbow and their knee. So we can rotate just so everybody can see. And like, once I'm here, the chuck is pretty much mine, right? But there's another way to get to the chuck, because if I go right here, he's gonna fall to his hip. He's gonna tuck his knee, and we're right here. And then like I can commit to the roll, and then we're in this like 50-50 chuck battle where either one of us could win. And so, like, what I'll do if I am committed to the chuck, just now that I brought it up, if he does do that and I want the chuck, is I'll roll and just keep the crotch grip. I don't even really do this anymore. But to the topic at hand, he's back in that position. I can, from here, as I feel him like crunch his body in, I can reach and I can get an S grip with the hand that's on his neck, and I can reach it through as I keep my knee where it is, and so we rotate, keeping his elbow in my hip. And so once I'm here, the finish is pulling your arm across, spiking his head to the mat, and crunching. And it's strictly a blood choke. Boom, boom. What I want to just practice right now is here, and as he goes to circle to the other side, I want you to practice attaching your back to his, or your chest to his back. And as he goes to this side, I want you to practice punching this elbow and like with your chest attached to his back, getting your back flat to the mat. Now from here, I have to keep my back glued, or my chest glued to his back. because he could do this, right? And that's dangerous. But if we're in this like pseudo position and I grip as tight as I can, S grip, gable, doesn't matter. As he goes to turn, either way, I come out and now I'm in the front headlock position with my hips under me again. And so I was on my butt, now I'm on top of him. And so it's just real simple, Joe, to remember that just because you lost the position on the guillotine, there's not stuff you can't do. So he goes to circle, and then he's gonna try to roll, and my hips are flat. And so I have to, whenever he starts to pass, but he starts to realize what's happening, and so he's gonna pull his arm out. I have to be immediately ready to fight this arm in some capacity if I'm going to commit to this guillotine. So can I rotate? This way. Boom. And so I'm gonna have to protect my neck, right? Because if the shoulder gets there, I have to tuck. So once I'm here, he's gonna continue to pass and I'm gonna fall. But I've beaten his arm. And so now, if everybody can come over here, just so everybody can see, my head is actually exposing his neck. And so once I'm here, I'm just gonna throw in a little Ezekiel choke. And like, I catch a lot of people with this. It is a really mean blood choke. But when the second he realizes that he's in danger, he's gonna try to pull out. And I'm gonna use that to pop my head out, right? So it is a finish, and I finish a lot of people with like colored belts and whatnot. I don't think I've caught a black belt yet. But the principal use of it is to get your hips back under you, right? So I was here and I was trying to like pseudo gut wrench him, which would be the wrestling term for this, but he got his arm out. Boom, I fought this enough to protect my neck, and then I fell. Now that I'm here, I throw the Ezekiel into his neck, and y'all will feel this once you partner up, that this is a strict blood choke that will put you out in 10 seconds. But he pulls out, and now I'm here. And I can try to finish that. I can try to throw it up to a ninja choke. I can do a lot of stuff. But now I'm not under him anymore. Any questions? 1, 2, 3. Yeah.